30 seconds.
WPH Race for 8 by E Ft Lowell Handball. My name is Dave Vincent as we sit right here in the show court arena of the NYAC on the Watch ESPN app. John Iglesias going up against Sean Lenning in this men's quarterfinal match. Sean Lenning wearing the yellow when you see him walk on back onto the court. Yellow jersey winner from years gone by. And John Iglesias now.
Gentlemen, our second quarterfinal match of the day. Serving first and playing for an 8th spot in the Players' Championship, John Iglesias. Retrieving serve from Tucson, Sean Lenning.
No, you can't hear the clapping from the crowd, Dave.
Gentlemen, good luck.
Just because it's almost soundproof in these courts, but you can feel the rumble on the floor through your feet. That's how many people are watching this match.
Football.
During that announcement from our referee, Anthony
Hold back foot
Celesto.
was over. Second serve.
Anthony saying John Iglesias' name as John Iglesias. Put that little letter in there. Wow. That was a laser return from Sean Lenning. Hello.
0, play 0.
You know, in the video preview, Sean Lenning said that he felt that it was difficult to play John Iglesias because of that New York one-wall style that he has. But I think that Sean kind of has just as equal of a strange game if you were coming from John Iglesias' perspective. John Iglesias' perspective.
Jonathan defeated Sean last year at this event in the round of 16. Sean avenged that loss in Tucson earlier this season in November, beating him in 2 quick games. Sean just looks really sharp.
Yeah, I mean, hit the ball really hard.
4, play 0.
And the placement on these shots, impressive.
Hold on, hinder ball. Hinder ball. Hold on, hold on.
See, I don't like that call, Dave. John banks himself behind Sean there.
John shot.
And anything's going to be a screen from there. I mean,
I agree.
Unless Sean hits it completely the other side of the court, it's going to be a screen. I just don't
as
like that.
As a player, I don't want to stop that either, by the way. That was an ace.
5, play 0.
Yeah.
But as a player, I don't want to stop there because I kind of feel that he's pinned.
Yeah.
Second serve.
He's in front of me and to my right. I almost feel like I'd rather take that down the left wall. Sean barely hits the front wall there, and he's going to get this one back too, and he gets the point. And now Sean, if he's winning off of that crazy slop stuff at 6-0 here,
play 0.
but also those ace serves, he's going to be dangerous. And he does another one, another ace from Sean.
Point.
Circling that one on the scorecard.
Timeout. 1 minute, 7, play 0. Sean will be serving.
Holy manoli. That was what?
1-2.
A minute and 30 seconds? 7-0?
Minute and 53 seconds,
wow.
Dave. We've played 8 rallies. Sean's won all of them. Every one of them with kills or aces. So on your stat sheet, Dave, it's going to read 8 winners from Sean Lenning to 0 errors, and 0 winners or errors from John Iglesias. He's just the guy that's picking up the balls.
Yeah, it's unreal. And we were talking about Andy Nett having that great serve. Sean Lenning is out Andying Andy here. But I feel just by watching Sean here, he has authority on those shots. I mean, really crushing the ball.
Well, this is the Sean Lenning we saw in Houston, where he just dismantled Mondo Ortiz and then Luis Moreno. Thought that he was going to be the guy that took out Paul Brady. It didn't work out for him on that Sunday morning.
Check the ball, please.
John Iglesias, Dave, got hit square in the eye in his qualifier match. He actually has a black eye. I've seen boxers lose fights that didn't look as bad as Jonathan's eye right now. Sean is just everywhere right now, anticipating every shot that Jonathan's hitting.
8 plays 0.
And anybody that's played Sean Lenning knows this feeling. You start to ask yourself, am I ever going to score?
Second serve.
And if he keeps doing what he's doing, the answer is probably no. And that ball didn't even come close to bouncing.
9 plays 0. Point. 10 plays 0.
Sean Lenning is as hot as his shirt right now.
Point.
Still no errors from one error from John
11 plays
Iglesias.
0.
11 straight points for Sean Lenning after
Short
earning
ball.
the side out on the very first point of this match. Now, 3 minutes and 10 seconds in, 11-0.
Unbelievable.
Second
One
serve.
serve from John Iglesias, and that's because he won the coin flip.
Well, this is Sean. This is what Sean can do, and we've all known it.
Side out. 0 plays 11.
Well, Sean gets this mindset. He wants to give you a donut. And until you score that first point, he's almost untouchable. It seems like if you can get 1 point, he loses that edge and you can at least get into the match. But until you get that 1 point, he's gunning for the donut.
I was going to say, you put yourself in a bad position to begin with, and he pushed you out of the side to take that shot. So side out, 11 plays 0.
Dave, there's all kinds of different refs. This is one that you'd call a chatty ref.
I thought he explained that
12
well.
plays 0.
Sometimes you do need to explain what's going on. Felt that was all right. But yeah, historically, very chatty. And Sean doesn't get that back, and there's the first.
Side out.
Nope, just a side out.
0 plays 12.
John may need to do some of that Tai Chi, Dave, that we've seen him do in the
Short ball.
server's box. At the very least, that would extend this game another 10 seconds.
Second serve.
I mean, that looks better on the stat sheet. Here's an opportunity for John.
Point.
We'll see if John
1
can
plays
parlay
12.
his first point into anything, Dave. Sean thought about going behind the back there, let the ball go to the back wall and hit a rocket.
You think this is the point where sometimes Sean
12
loses
plays
focus, or
1.
is today a little different, in your opinion?
I don't think so.
Because historically, he's lost focus trying to put games away. But today, it looks like he came out with a mission. Look at that hop. That reverse right there was so big that John Iglesias just swung and missed. You don't see pros do that very often.
Wow.
Remember, John beat Sean on these courts last year.
Yeah. He's also taken Sean to tiebreakers on multiple occasions. In fact,
1
at this
minute,
event
14,
in 2008,
plays 1,
took
Sean
him
will
to a
be serving.
tiebreaker. In Boston in 2008, took him to a tiebreaker. And, I mean, if there's anything that's the exact opposite of going to a tiebreaker, it would be this.
Well, I admire this taking the timeout here when down 1-14 while Sean's going for game point. Let's go to Kara Mack, who is courtside right now. Kara?
Hey guys, I've got pro Daniel Deskalakis with me. You're from New York. Is it nice to be able to play and be able to go home and sleep in your own bed, or do you like the traveling aspect of handball?
I do like the traveling. It's nice weather this week, actually, for us, so I do like that I can stay in my own bed. It's still a bit of it's like an hour ride here for me for the MTA, but it's okay. It's convenient. I like it.
For all those players coming in, is the advice that you have for them? Where do they need to go and see?
Oh, it's in New York? I mean, I like Chinatown. I like the food there. 42nd Street is a must. Columbus Circle is really nice, too. and like Long Island City or Williamsburg, things like that. Pretty cool. They're up and coming.
Play resumes.
We're going to play a little fun game with you very
Plays
quickly, but we're not going to
one.
do it yet. We're going to wait till after this game. Hang out with me, okay?
Short ball.
All right, back to the match.
Does she really want to play a fun game after losing that
Second serve.
match against Martina in 2 straight she lost? In fact, it just happened, and there's game number 1.
Nice
Let's go
game,
back
3
to Kara,
Really?
who is with Danielle
you'll serve
Daskalakis right now, and she's going to play a little fun game.
Are you making fun of my little fun game, Dave?
I love your fun game.
All
I
right.
love it.
Are you ready, Danielle? Here we go. Fill in the blank. We're going to give you 5 questions, just the first thing that pops into your head, okay? The best thing to do before any handball match is?
Foam roll.
Good call. Nice. If you could beat anyone past or present, who would it be?
Priscilla Shoemate.
If you didn't play handball, what would you be doing?
Probably another sport. Anything. Tennis.
Play
Basketball?
tennis?
No.
Is this the only sport you play?
No. I played softball and basketball in high school, and I'm really into kickboxing, so that stuff. Anything.
Pretty tough. All right. If a movie was made about you, who would play you?
I don't know actresses. I don't know. Who do you think?
Oh my goodness, you just turned the tables on me. How does
It
that
doesn't
happen?
work that way.
Oh goodness. I know it doesn't work that way. Who would play Dave Fink?
Oh.
Now she knows people.
I can't think of his name. Actually, there's a guy in downtown Brooklyn in one of the Little Italy areas, and he's like famous. I think he's at Umberto's, and he's always like he owns it, I think, and he goes around, he asks everybody to come eat, come eat. He reminds me of Dave Fink. Just he's very aggressive about it.
We're gonna have to go there. All right. And who would be Dave Vincent? Just to make it fair.
Dave Vincent. I don't know. Chuck Norris.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Nice. They like
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Describe handball in 5 words.
Hard. I can't think of anything. This is it's hard. Okay, handball's hard. I would say perfect. Dexterity. Travel. I can't think right now. And last one would be wholesome.
Why perfect?
Why wholesome?
Because there's always something you can do to better yourself in the game, whether it's if you can kill the ball with your left, well, why don't you try to flat kill with your left? If you can pass the ball with your right nicely, try a better pass, try a ceiling pass. If it's your footwork, there's so many different aspects that you have to think about. So I feel like it's a perfect game.
When you think about wholesome, do you think about the players or do you think about the game itself?
I think both. So I meant wholesome in a sense like there's just so many forms of it, whether it's like 3-wall, 1-wall, 4-wall, even the new the thing front ball. There's just so many different parts and so many different ways you can play it that I feel like it's just like a total package.
And all in all, Dave Fink would be that total package, being wholesome and.
I don't know if that would
We're
be
just making fun of him today. Sorry. All right, guys, back to the match.
Oh my gosh.
This is rough.
It's a tough crowd as we get back in here. Game number 2 between Sean Lenning and John Iglesias. You heard the referee yell
Short
0-0. Sean wins the first one 15-1.
Second serve.
Dave, I hear everyone describe handball as hard, but don't you think it's harder to control an object in your hand like a tennis racket or a golf club or a baseball bat? You're actually just hitting the ball with your hands. I mean, it's a part of your body. Don't you think having to control an exterior piece of equipment, the golf club is actually 3 feet away from you, and you've got to swing it? I mean, isn't that harder? A baseball bat, you're trying to...
It might be, but she might not have ever...
No, but everyone seems to go immediately to this hard thing.
It is hard.
I don't think so.
That's why we keep playing. We're trying to master something that's unmasterable. Look at 3-0 already here. The interview with Kara lasted longer than the first game. I mean, and Sean's trying to dispose of Iglesias
Forward play 0.
to outdo his first game there. You know, we saw this. Dave, you and I sat down and had this extended interview with Sean Lenning the other day in the Tucson studios, as you recall. I called that an interview.
Oh, my God.
And we mentioned to him about, remember we called it the intervention.
Point.
where we said, how come you don't go out there and just
5
attack like
0.
Paul Brady? It would make it a lot easier for you in later rounds. And look what he's doing.
Well, Sean's done this throughout a lot of his career. I mean,
6 plays
you
0.
take last year out of the equation. And this is kind of what we've seen from Sean Lenning. Dave, I know that back when he was a teenager playing tournaments in the great Northwest, he was beating pros 21-0, 21-1 in those events.
Yeah.
That was as an 18 or 19-year-old. So this is something that he's done, he can do.
Wow, look at that return. 1 inch high. And John is doing everything he can in his power
plays 0.
to just score a point.
Short ball.
I mean, he just barely got 1 in the last game. It's at 0 here.
Second
I
serve.
mean, you don't want to get a 0 put on you. Not in front of your home crowd. I mean, that he's playing, all of his fans and family and friends are all here watching.
I don't know what anyone could do against this right now,
Timeout.
Dave. I mean, seriously.
7 plays
Every
0.
shot Sean has hit has been
When we
90 miles
resume,
per
1
hour,
minute.
3 inches high, hitting the cracks, flat rollouts with both hands. I mean, Dave, I don't want to be that guy, but I don't know what anyone could do right now.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's an onslaught that I just have not seen. It's just unreal. But, Dave, I know how you don't believe in timeouts, but
No, I definitely don't, and this is
What
not
about-
changing my mind.
this
No.
isn't here? You would
No,
not change?
Never take a timeout.
Okay,
No.
well.
Can't wait till they're eliminated completely from the game, which is going to happen in this offseason.
No, it's not.
Oh, it is.
No.
Believe me.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, next time I watch a marathon and see them call a timeout at mile 10 so they can catch their breath, then we can start calling timeouts in this.
I was hoping that maybe
Yeah.
John
7
calling a
plays
couple
0.
timeouts there might have been something to get you back on track. Like,
Short.
it almost seems like that's the only thing he could do right now is not
Second
stand on the
serve.
court, because it's pretty inevitable when Sean gets to this point.
So why fight it? That slid. And Sean doesn't care.
Well, he played it.
Yeah.
He has a choice.
Point. 8 plays 0.
Luis Cordova just defeated Luis Moreno.
Wow. Daniel Cordova.
Daniel Cordova just defeated Luis Moreno 25-22 in a backcourt 9th place playoff match.
So Luis Moreno goes 0-2 here. 0 wins and 2 losses. And Dave, in all likeliness, Emmett Peixote will move to number 2 in the rankings. And he will do that only if he wins his quarterfinal match. So it's not in all likeliness, but if he does win that
9
match,
plays 0.
he'll move ahead of Luis Moreno for the first time
Short.
in race history. Now, Nadia Alvarado Jr. will have a lot to say about
Second
that.
serve.
Yeah.
And a lot to do about it, because Nadia's going to bring a serve that's similar to this. And he also wears really nice looking sleeveless shirts.
So he's going to bring some style to the court.
Yeah.
Point.
Dave,
10
we've already
plays
seen
0.
3 donuts on this court today.
Point.
So it's not as though John will be.
Timeout. John,
Alone.
that's your second. 11 plays 0. 1 minute.
Dave, these timeouts are really helping him. I mean, last time he called a timeout, Sean scored 8 straight points to end the game. His second timeout, 4 straight and counting. But I think it's making a big difference. I mean, that change of scenery. I mean, wow, what a good strategy.
Actually, I disagree. I think
Yeah.
you need to try anything that's not working. And
Yeah.
but then again, we both know what is inevitable when Sean's in this mode right now, and I don't really know. You know, what we need to see is Sean Lenning bring this to Paul Brady, or whomever he makes it to the finals against, because he has not won a final,
Right.
and he hasn't done it like this, like we're seeing right now. When Sean could bring this mode to the top players, that's what I'm talking about.
Well,
there.
Sean said he
All
wasn't
right,
ready to play
gentlemen,
on
play
Sundays
resume.
in Houston.
Sean
Maybe
11.
at this
0.
point he will be.
Short. Second serve.
See what John can do here.
And Sean almost picks that up.
Side out. 0 plays 11.
first game, John Iglesias found that he could only score 1 point against Sean Lenning. Here in game 2, 0. Sean has 11.
Well, Dave, he's been outscored 26-1 here in 9 minutes and change. That's of game time. There's been 6 minutes of stalls. So
Plays over, 0. Plays 11. Short. Second serve.
John rushed that shot. He's asking for a hinder.
What?
Not sure.
I didn't see that one either.
I think he said it slid.
I can you appealing the slide?
You can't do
Yeah.
that.
Floor? You see anything? No. Neither saw. Side out.
Dave, can you appeal a slide?
11 plays 0.
I mean,
No, you can't.
every player was sent the rules 3 times before this event started.
Point.
Well, that's just a push of a button 3 times, times 25.
12 plays 0.
Dave, there's players that play in our events that don't know any of the rules.
Hold on, hinder ball.
Yet if they went to a golf course, they would know every possible rule. If they hit a ball out of bounds, they would know exactly how many shots it was. If they hit it in a lateral hazard, they
12
would
plays
know.
0.
And they're not even playing in a
Well, it
tournament.
sounds to me that they have their priorities right.
Point.
They would know when to play a provisional. Dave, anything that came up, they'd know. But of course, they're playing for 50 cent
13
Nassau,
plays
so
0.
you can understand the seriousness behind that.
We're at 13-0, and that looked like it was an ace serve. Picked up, though, from John Iglesias, who barely gets this one back. Sean's going to go to that left corner, gets it. Back in for Iglesias.
Oh
Behind
my
the back
God.
again, Sean Lenning makes
Oh,
an
no.
amazing shot that we've seen him do throughout the years. That one was tricky, and he wins the point now, going for match at 14-0, putting on a donut against
Possible match point.
John
plays 0.
Iglesias. And he gets it.
Nice match, gentlemen.
Sean
Great game.
Lenning puts a donut on John Iglesias, 15-0 in the second game after John scored 1 in the first game. I mean, Marco Chavez could not even get in a win against John Iglesias yesterday. And here, Sean Lenning comes in and outscores Jonathan 30-1 in 15 minutes?
Yeah.
That's unreal.
It was pretty unbelievable. And I'm not so sure you can say John did that much wrong. He only made 3 unforced errors in that entire match. And, you know, it wasn't as though he just gave anything away. And, Dave, we do have Kara now, courtside. Kara.
I'm with Sean courtside. That was an unbelievable match for you. What was going through your head coming into this to just drive the momentum to hold them to 1-0?
Nothing. I think that was the key. Just wasn't thinking about much.
Talk about your confidence. A lot going into there. I mean, you're pulling some great shots, and even at the end there to keep them down to just 0 there in that second game.
Yeah, I felt, I don't know. I felt like I used to sometimes, so it's good.
What have you been doing on the off side of things coming into these tournaments to prepare?
I've been, I went on a 2.5-week-long road trip, so I kind of messed some of my stuff up, but as of late, just been stretching, played a couple times, so it's good.
Road trips, where did you go?
I went all on the West Coast, all the way up to Seattle and back, and stopped and saw people, and just took my time.
So isn't that good for the mind? Kind of.
Mine, that's all I need.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So how does this feel now going forward into your next into the semifinals?
I feel good. Yeah, really good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You guys.
Sean's becoming a pro behind the
He's actually the best.
Yeah,
I
so-
mean, the best behind the microphone, in front of it, on it, I mean, on the camera, whatever. Just, yeah.
Just give it to him. He gets
Yeah.
the award. I was kind of wondering which character Kara would play according to Sean in the Hollywood movie. You know,
Jennifer
he said-
Aniston.
Really? Is that what he
Yeah,
said?
that's Rachel,
yeah, well,
isn't it?
Yeah, Rachel.
Yeah.
Sean said
Like a
that-
smart version of Rachel. Rachel's kind of ditzy, kind of
Uh-huh.
like a flake, but in a cute way. But Kara's actually really smart, but kind of looks like Rachel, but likable like Rachel. So you can.
It's taken it really far.
I don't
but
think it is, though.
No, it isn't.
No.
No.
I think it's not gone far enough.
Okay. Well, I think it has, and we're going to take a break.
Okay.
As we get ready for Nadi Alvarado and Emmett Peixoto. It was kind of you know, this is one of the few sports, you said it yesterday, when the players call a timeout or it's between games, they sit on the same bench next to each
Yeah.
other. They sometimes will joke, and but then they go and put their gloves on and battle, you know, within moments. They might
Yeah.
even have a battle on the court, but yet they're talking. It's really awkward.
Yeah.
We just saw something quite awkward here.
Oh.
Nadi Alvarado was warming up in a warm-up space with Emmett Peixote,
Yeah.
both laying on the ground at the same time in the same spot, laughing and talking to
Yeah.
each other.
They alternated stretching each other's hamstrings.
Is that normal?
In
Well,
handball it is.
let's
It's
see.
wholesome.
Let's see what happens here on the show court when we come back. Nadi Alvarado, 43 years young, going up against Emmett Peixote, who is about 12 years his junior, and they are rivals. Nadi, for a long time, #1 player down in Southern California. Emmett Peixote, #1 player in Northern California. We're going to see how they match up here next, as we'll bring you more coverage on the WPH Race for 8 Tour by E Ft Handball on ESPN and the Watch ESPN app. Stay here.
$7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean.